Hello everyone, my name is DeadlySlob of TGN.TV, and it's time to finish up Perkunas 1 through 85. In this video, we do hit level 85. It is done. It is complete. If you want to view the last video, because a lot of people did not see it, it was released at a weird hour, and yeah, it didn't go to anyone's sub box. So make sure you do click here to view last video, so you guys get updated on all the information that you need. So, as you can see, we are in Hyjal doing the initial quest with my friend Hengist. He's on his warrior. He's helped me out for a number of reasons. One, we're complete badasses when we play together. Number two, we were streaming and it was just an amazing experience. And three, I'm elemental soon, and he's just gonna help me out because I have no elemental gear. I'm gonna be dying left and right. If you guys have watched the stream, you will know how much trouble I was having with Elemental as soon as I switched. The reason, because I have no gear, and I need mana. Elemental, you need mana. You go very quickly, and unfortunately, that was just not very fun. But anyways, we were just Enhancement for one of the last times. As you can see, we are now Elemental. I just want to say thank you again, man, Hengist, for doing this for me. You know, we're going to be doing some more stuff in the future, and if everybody is interested in watching us play together, we do live stream sometimes and have a lot of fun like that. So check out both of our live streams. Mine is youtube.com/DeadlySlob. His is, Justin.tv/DeadlySlob. His is Justin.tv/Neanderthal. You can go view his videos. He'll show you and lead you guys to his stream. Like I said earlier, he is basically pulling up a lot of these mobs, and I am going to be doing some AoE damage as well as getting my rotation a little bit down packed. I know I'm not doing it correctly as of right now, but thanks to one of my viewers who did suggest to me doing a lightning bolt, chain lightning, flame shock, lava burst rotation, which works out relatively well. Right there, I'm trying out my earthquake ability, but in all honesty, I think it's quite useless. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Hengist is having some fun with his victory rush. It heals him 1/3 of his health, just to give you an idea, and that's without glyph. If you get that glyph, it heals 50%, I believe. Correct me if I am wrong. A nice little 7k crit with the lava burst, melting the faces off these worgans. So it's been a pretty awesome experience thus far, but he will be leaving us soon, and I'll be left to wander on my own, unfortunately, and dying a lot, as you guys seen. But hopefully by the end of this video I'll be a little bit more geared, and of course level 85. So let's talk about the route I take from 80 to 85. So first we do Hyjal to 82, Deepholm to 83, Uldum to 84, and Twilight Highlands to 85. I'm barely in Uldum. I was in Uldum for maybe 2 hours at most, just nailing down some of those quests just to hit level 84. I would leave Deepholm about a quarter into 83 to 84. So definitely I did not get to any of those awesome quest chains. I did do a little bit of the Harrison Jones things like that, just the first initial ones, but after that I left. It works out for me. Uldum has some really awesome quests, but they are really time consuming, unfortunately. As soon as you hit 84, go to Twilight Highlands. It will be worth your while. Even though actually getting to Twilight Highlands does take about a half an hour out of your time, you will make up for it. So there we go, level 81 in Hyjal. Doing the Hyjal regrowth quest chains. You need these done for patch 4.2, guys, so make sure if you haven't done Hyjal, if you went to Vash instead, you got some questing to do. It won't take you too long on a level 85 character. In fact, the regrowth quest line isn't long at all. I believe at this point I almost have it complete, so it's not too difficult, and if you're looking to do the dailies to get into the Firelands, that's something you need to do. So we're going to talk about a couple things here. Right off the bat, I know there's going to be 50 of you guys actually post how fast you leveled to 85 in this video description. That's cool and all, but if you're going to post something, you need to post a link to prove it. I don't care if it's a screenshot or anything like that, but make sure you back up your times because it is a sensitive topic. It's going to start flame wars if you don't, because I know one guy called me out and says he leveled from 52 to 85 in 4 days. That's not very good at all. Just to give an idea, I finished 1 through 85 in 4 days. 4 days, 3 hours exact. So, when you post links like that, you need to understand who you're talking to. But anyways, that's all about that subject. Just a little thing to remember. If you're going to post stuff like that, you need to post a link to prove it, or else no one's going to take you seriously. I don't care if you're right or if you're wrong. That's just a little heads up. Especially use that in future postings as well if you're going to be posting things like that too. Alright, it's time to kill Nemesis. This is a fairly easy little mini quest boss. You have this little turtle. Basically all you need to do is use the turtle's ability whenever he's casting up molten fire. And that's how easy it is. Protects you, and the boss doesn't hit you very hard at all. I'm elemental with barely any elemental gear, and I was able to kill him no problem, so you shouldn't be either. It was funny how he died right in front of me. Like his mouth opened up. It was pretty neat. Alright, I think it's time to ask you guys for some viewer opinions. PvP wise, what do you want me to do PvP as? I know Loudscast is doing some enhancement, so keep that in mind. And we also have a new elemental shaman. However, I did already vow before he joined that I will be doing elemental footage. So unfortunately, that will be the case. It may be some overlapping stuff, but it's what I've been planning for the last 3 months, and I'm not going to just quit it right now. We're going to gear this guy up. We're going to be doing dungeons as elemental, keep that in note, but I'm free. I'll be choosing any of the specs for PvP, but also keep in mind I've never healed before. I never played a healing class, so that will give me a giant headache if I do resto in PvP. But if people want to see it, I know it tends to be a little bit boring to watch a battleground as a healer. Let me know. I don't really want to do it, but I want to see everyone's opinions. Elemental, I would actually give that a solid attempt, but right now it's not even viable to be using in PvP, because even with a bunch of PvP gear, you won't be doing very good. So we're disguised as Twilight Hammer, and we're doing a lot of quests for this area. Basically, what you have to do is secretly sabotage their efforts. You disguise yourself as a commander, you go in, you preach to new people. You basically start riots, you kill people with connections, little things like that, and then you come in on an Emerald Drake and basically destroy the entire place, which is really, really funny to see. So here we go. We're just about to hit level 82, right there in the Hyjal Mountains. So now we're going to be moving on to kill Ragnaros and then Deepholm. Alright, it's time to kill this cute little bastard. Basically for this fight, Cenarius will be doing the majority of the damage. In all honesty, I'm pretty sure you cannot fail this quest. Well, it would be sad, but tell me if I'm wrong. And if you somehow did fail this quest, I would like to know about it. Basically, I was doing a little bit of testing and just, standing around just to see whenever the text popped up, he needs a heal to do that. And all that stuff, I was kind of just sitting there and didn't do anything, and I still kind of completed the quest. Not on purpose, but I was just, I don't know what I was doing. I was being a noob is what I was doing. Basically talking to live streamers, because this was one hell of a fight. It took a long time to actually down Rags, so especially with elemental damage with no elemental gear. I have a small set at this point, but I won't be to full effectiveness until we reach Deepholm. So it's time to go to the Maelstrom. This is Thrall. He's like, I need your help, and then he sends you into the fiery abyss, which is kind of interesting. I think it's a cool little cutscene. I didn't know if it was the same on the Horde and Alliance, but it is. And if anyone's wondering, the Deepholm quest lines are exactly the same on both Horde and Alliance. So this was kind of interesting. I didn't really have to learn anything else. And same with Uldum, and also Twilight Highlands is unique, both because it is a fight between the Horde and Alliance, more or less. That's the starting quest chain, so that was interesting. But the Horde has a really epic intro. The Alliance just does not, so that's something to keep in mind. I'm going to say it now because, I'm going to get a billion questions anyway, even though I made a separate video for this entirely. Nice damage is what changes my font. Let me say it again. Nice damage. Nice, N-I-C-E, damage, D-A-M-A-G-E. All one word. You can't use the Curse client to download it. You're going to have to Google it and find it yourself. It's an old add-on, but still works. So you're going to have to load outdated add-ons for this thing to work. Trust me, I've done this all before. I've made videos about this specifically. I've said on my stream, and I still get it to this date. So I hope I don't sound like I'm aggravated, but it just seems how often I can hoard this out and still I get questions on it. Also, I am terrible in pronouncing World of Warcraft names. Just a little heads up, you know, I screwed up with Howling Fjord, and I screwed up with Borean Tundra, screwed up with the Hodir, or whatever you want to call it, Sons of Hodir. But, you know, that's life. I just can't say World of Warcraft names very well. It's just a thing with me. They got all these funky, weird ass shit everywhere. I just can't pronounce things sometimes. So don't hate me for it. It's just gonna happen. Right now we're at Deathwing's Fall. So at the initial video cinematic, this is where they're like pounding armor onto him and he's going insane and freaking out. And, so this is where this takes place for anybody who is yet to reach the Cataclysm Zones and is interested. That's where he kind of fell through the earth and crashed, which is kind of cool. This quest, pretty easy. It's a lot of experience. Basically, you just do one thing after another and it's automatic turns in. Your soul is bound to your quest giver. That means that you get those little things pop up on the right side to just turn it in as soon as you're finished. I was having a little fun with this ogre. You're not supposed to kill him, but I picked up some aggro, so I decided to give my best and went around the corner. And you know, it worked pretty well. So I decided, you know, let's turn in a quest while we're doing this. Basically, you know, frost shocking him and, you know, thunder fucking him and melting his face off with lava bursts, and got the job done for a measly 3,000 experience. Definitely not worth it at all. Time to hit level 83. Picking up some mail armor, and bing, level 83 in a second. I lied. I'm going to be turning in a quest to this little tiny dude over here, and there we go. This is where we get it. And bing, level 83. I said bing, I meant ding. New talent point, which means I did just max out my Ghost Wolf. That's going to be pretty useful. Now I have instant Ghost Wolf on my Elemental Shaman, as well as like I had on my Enhancement Shaman. If you don't get that, you're an idiot. Sorry, I don't mean to hate that. It's just such a useful tool, especially for PvP. I haven't done any PvP on the Shaman, but one can only assume having 30% increased speed is definitely worth it. This quest is a wild goose chase that Horde actually helped me out. He wasn't following me on stream, and that's not the Horde I was talking about, but it was another level 85 Shaman. So if you ever ventures onto this video, I'd like to thank you for that, because it was pretty neat. This was really epic. We're chasing down this Drake. I actually never killed him on the mount before. You used to have to just fly and follow him until, or actually jump onto his Drake, I'm pretty sure, and I did not do that. All I did was just shoot him off the Drake. I think that's just a number of options that you can do. Whatever floats your boat. If you are a warrior, I'm pretty sure you can jump onto the Drake and get it done. But, whatever. So there we go. The world shards have been put back together, and it's time to leave this place. An epic battle just took place. If you watched it on live stream, you would have seen the entire thing. And now we're moving on to Oldham. That's right. You're probably wondering, well, why didn't you make a 20-minute video for each ding this time like you did with Zuvo? All this stuff was on live stream, guys. You guys are missing out. I know I get 10,000 views every video, but I only get 100 viewers at most on my streams. Sometimes I usually roll around 20. If you're interested in my videos in the slightest, I recommend go checking out my stream. It's a lot of fun. Trust me, everyone who goes there says it's amazing, and I try to make it hilarious with like epic music and, you know, viewer interaction. We had the trollololol dubstep music going. We had some epic music from YouTube, and it was a blast. So everyone who was in my live stream last night for the level 85 ding, I know there's about 100 of you guys in there. You know, thanks for stopping in. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate all the viewer support. So we're in Oldham. We're doing the daily quest where you have to use this giant hammer and smash these sand people. Yes, you can do this every single day. It's one of the only dailies actually in Oldham as of right now. I don't know if they're adding any more. I'm pretty sure they have plans for it. But I wouldn't really waste my time with this daily unless you really need Ramkahan rep, which you can get from doing instances anyway. So I don't know why I'm really speaking about this, but it was a cool little quest just to include. Also, start leaving your choices for my next leveling series. It will be possibly in a couple weeks to a month. I really want to just gear up for this and give it my all. The way we're going to be doing it, like I said before, is all on live stream. The way it's going to work is basically if I hit a certain level where I'm going to be moving on to either 2 different zones, you guys get to pick what zone, you guys get to pick where I put my talents, you guys get to pick everything. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be 100% viewer interaction. You guys get to pick if I'm doing professions. You guys get to pick if I want to do a battleground at that particular time. Dungeons. We're not limiting myself to anything anymore. This was my speed run. The speed run is done for now. I don't have any really plans to make a very solid attempt as actually going for some sort of world record. I did have plans for it. I don't know if it's going to be viable because of my schedule, but it would be interesting to actually go for the, questing alone speed record, but I don't really know what that is. They don't really factor that into their 1 through 85 world record, because you can basically do anything: mob tag, dungeons, recruit a friend up to level 60, and then move on. I think that one of the fastest ways to actually level 1 through 85 is with a group of 5 people. You all get recruit a friend. You get 1 to 60 in possibly a few hours to a day. And then you basically keep doing dungeons all the way up to 85 with that group of talented players, so you don't have to be ever hindered with a noob. So there we go, level 84 in Oldham. That's it, guys. I know Oldham was very uninteresting because I only did the starting quest for it. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put my talent. It is actually Totemic Reach is where I'm going to put that. So we're going to be moving on to Twilight Highlands. So all of the intro Twilight Highland quests aside, we just took a rocket jet to Highbank, currently being under attack from the Horde from Dragonball Post, or Port, sorry. So this is basically the setting where you start in. It actually goes 2 different ways. If you play the Horde, you actually take Highbank over. If you play the Alliance, you actually defend Highbank to the point where you can sort of recontrol it for some time. So phasing does take a crucial part of Twilight Highlands quest chains. In fact, most of it is completely phased. So it does reduce the amount of ganking, but I did still got killed a couple times, unfortunately. There's a party of gankers around. Cool little quest. The way you have to do this was not how I'm doing it right now. These guys cast something called Static Charge, and basically whenever the Static Charge is being casted on you, you pop the shield. I popped the shield whenever they started casting. I screwed it up a few times, but at the end of it I actually got a hang of it, so just killed the quest boss. And we're moving on to one of the most epic parts of my live stream last night. We are inside that giant squid, the Maw of Madness. Oh man, this was amazing on stream, and I recommend actually going back to my recent streams and viewing it. It was one hell of a time, and I really enjoyed it. All epicness aside, the goals for the Maw of Madness is basically survive your nightmares. Yes, that's right, none of this is actually taking place. You do have to save these shamans from these tentacles. Each tentacle progressively gets stronger, so the first one you're able to solo pretty easily. The second one gets a little bit more difficult, but you do have help from another shaman. The third one turns into an epic, and the fourth one is a boss, more or less. So we're almost level 85. I like to include this quest chain. It felt suiting to be the last thing I show as my 84 to 85 because it is just amazing. You're mounting up to actually kill Deathwing. That's right. You are the Red Dragonflight versus the Twilight's Hammer, and you get these awesome abilities to use on your Drake, shooting fireballs and then cutting their throats open. I'm not even lying, that's what the description of the skill actually says. Whenever the Drake is weakened, you cut their throat open and kill them like that. So it was kind of interesting. You can see the Queen herself is fighting Deathwing, and they're tumbling down the mountain, of course, doing an explosion, and then she thinks he's dead, but he really isn't, so that's kind of funny in a sense. But anyways, guys, it's been one hell of a run. I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank Dougie Farrell for letting me use his leveling guides. I'd like to thank TGN for allowing me to post this on their channel. I'd like to thank all you who are watching this right now, making this such an amazing series, one of the most liked series on the TGN right now. So there we go, ding level 85. It's done. Spirit Walker's Grace, we just unlocked that. And Cocaine, one of my good buddies who's been helping me out since level 70, actually was there to give me a grats, bro. So there we go, 4 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. It actually would have been 2 seconds, hypothetically. But anyways, guys, that was my played. I know all of you have been asking for it, so let's actually see. How can I prove that it was 100% quests alone? Right here, dungeon and raids, nothing. Let's go to player versus player. Absolutely nothing. So this is the end of the series. I know it's a sad day, but we will be doing this again. And stay tuned for the montage video, PvP videos, and dungeon videos. My name is DeadlySlob with TGN.TV, and I'll see you guys next time.